Warning, the following video may be scarier than my dry attempts at humor, but it probably won't be.
Hey everyone, night is falling in Hersheypark, and that means it's time for my favorite time of the year, Halloween. Hersheypark used to do in years past Hersheypark in the Dark, which was family oriented. Now they're doing Dark Nights, which is a little more adult. It's not terribly adult, but it's more so than what Hersheypark in the Dark was. They now finally have haunted houses and scare zones. So we're going to go through the haunted houses, let you know what we think of them, and we'll also let you know how the scare zones are. We'll take you through them and see if they're any good and see how Hershey does in their first attempt at making a haunted area in the parks. To come to Dark Nights, the houses are a separate admission. The scare zones themselves are included with park admission, but you need to buy separate admission to go through the houses. If you don't already have a ticket, the prices of the tickets range from $49.50 all the way up to close to $90, depending on if you have a date-specific ticket or if you have an anytime ticket. If you already have a ticket and just need to add Dark Nights to it, it costs $25 extra to go through the 4 houses. And you can also get a fast lane pass, which starts at $15 and goes up from there depending on crowd levels. So let's go take a look and see how they do on their first try. For the little ones in the daytime and going into the night, they have Treatville, which is a little trick-or-treat trail that they turned the boardwalk into for the season. They have some nice little ghost banners up. It continues all the way back there, full of little decorations. Adults can do it too if you want some candy. We're not going back there just because there's too many people here today, but I wanted to give you an idea of what it's like while they have the boardwalk closed. They have signs everywhere pointing you. In the distance below the shore sign for the boardwalk is the Witch's Hattery, and beneath that is a directory. They have very good directories everywhere around this park so you can find the houses that you're looking for in the scare zones, so it's hard to get lost here. Here's a Treatville map so you can see the layout, all the spots where you can stop to get candy denoted by all the jack-o'-lanterns, and then over in the southwest corner is the Midway of Misery scare zone, so you can figure out where you are in relation to the treat area. Here's a map for the event. We're going to actually try to do things in a logical order for once. We're planning on starting off at Valley of Fear, which is scare zone number 6, and then move over to the Haunted Coal Mine, house number 2. From there, we'll go over to Creature Chaos, house number 1, and then take the Darkstone's Hollow scare zone from there. Then we'll go over to the other side of the park, check out house number 3, The Descent, over to Twisted Darkness, house number 4, which is directly next to The Descent, and then check out scare zone number 7, the Midway of Misery. The map's a little bit misleading, though, because it shows that the Haunted Coal Mine and Creature Chaos are fairly close together, when in actuality the entrance to Creature Chaos is down near the Comet and Sky Rush down there in the Hollow. You have to actually walk a long way to get to the beginning of the queue for that house, so I kind of wish they would have retooled the map a little bit. The back side of the map shows all of the different souvenirs and foods that you can buy that are exclusive to the event. There are several different places to eat and 3 different places to buy exclusive souvenirs. It's almost worth a second trip to try all of these different foods. The paper map comes folded into wallet size. The back side of the map contains a QR code. I was hoping that the QR code would take you to some cool Dark Nights themed website, but it turns out that it just takes you to Hersheypark's main homepage. Still, if you need easy access to Hersheypark's homepage, here's the QR code. You can scan it whenever you like. There's an area on the way to Midway America devoted to all the rides at Hersheypark who are gone but not forgotten. And they're also using the old Wildcat train cars as a Halloween decoration. Beyond that, by a very loud speaker, is a display of jack-o'-lanterns. And at the end of the display of jack-o'-lanterns, a digital sign of a flashing jack-o'-lantern blinking and smiling at you. It'll look better at night. We'll run by here when it's a little bit darker. Unrelated but still important, here's a look at the deconstruction of Wildcat as of the second week of October 2022. Near the entrance to the descent is where you can buy some twisted beverages. They serve your standard beers, some water, and a couple of cocktails. Dark Knight's Inferno, which is cranberry with Fireball whiskey, and Rotten Apple, which is green apple with malted spirits. And you can also get chips for $3.95. Here's a look at the Dark Knight's Inferno. It comes in a collectible Dark Knight's 2022 cup. The drink itself isn't exactly as dark as it makes it look in the picture, but part of that is because there's actually a light in the cup, so it's making it look a lot brighter. So this is a fun little souvenir if you want to drink some alcohol while you're here. Across from the entrance to Treatville, which has a line going way out right now, is the main Dark Knight store, the Dark Knight's Emporium. They have this theme to an old, spooky, haunted house style attraction with a flickering candle in the window. As you walk in through the front door, you're basically in a seance room. Candles, table with a crystal ball. The only thing missing from here is Madame Leota from the Haunted Mansion. And of course, spider webs everywhere. Coming past the scenery, there's all kinds of Dark Knight souvenirs, and everything on the top shelves are also for purchase. You just have to ask for help. But they have a sweatshirt with all of the houses on them. T-shirt, I Survived, includes all 4 houses and all 3 of the scare zones. There's also a purple version, Dark Knights at Hersheypark 2022, and that one glows in the dark. They have logo socks, both short and long versions. Metallic cups for the Haunted Coal Mine attraction, and water canteens. T-shirts, hoodies, and socks, all divided up into the different haunted houses and scare zones here. Some of them glow in the dark.
Listen, you turn 18, then you just immediately forget about everything.
Charlotte?
Yeah. The Raven, yeah, I'm curious about that one too. You said the witch, right? Yeah.
Midway of Misery, one of the scare zones.
Which is $49.99. Oh, it's not bad. It's little. That's probably why it's just like smaller. It's a bucket, right? Or is it something else? It actually opens.
And last but not least, Darkstone's Hollow, complete with their own long and short socks.
Thank you.
There's some black cat shaped Halloween buckets for sale, as well as a pin set. You can get them individually, or they also come in sets of 5 or 8. Lanyards, keychains, and then once you're done looking at the souvenirs, there is a dining room table over here. More spider webs, and somebody's late for dinner. They have candles and scents. These are wax melts that you can melt in candles. We haven't been into any of the houses yet at the time of this recording, so I can't say yet how these compare to the actual smells, but they do a good job with the theming here. They really know how to market.
Please scare me.
A whole table full of nothing but glassware.
No, we need one of these smart cries for our kid. It's okay.
Magnets. There's a rack full of hats. It's not very well lit, but the hats and beanies are all themed to the various scare zones and houses here, just like everything else. They make sure that if there's a house or a scare zone you really enjoy, you're not without your share of merchandise. There's a second room in here full of winter clothing. This is Funny Bones. Glow in the dark. And also a drawstring backpack with the logo on it. The other side also has more winter clothes, but more importantly, a couple of skeletons in front of a mirror and an old coffin.
Oh, look at this. This was smart. A big thing that was. Yeah. 20 bags. This is a pumpkin.
There's some more logo Dark Knights t-shirts.
Yep.
And another hoodie design. Big woolly Hershey PA shirt or hoodie.
That's what I want.
Big woolly hoodie. Dark Knight shirt with a skull. Purple Hershey sweatshirt.
That was like.
On the other side of the room, someone who didn't feel like getting out of bed. They have a bedroom complete with another mirror, a wash basin, a little child's bassinet, and of course, more cobwebs. They also have no boo necklaces available for $16.99 if you're a kid or an adult who would prefer not to be scared in the scare zones. You can buy one of these light up necklaces. Specifically, they're good for the scare zones. If you wear one inside one of the haunted houses, it won't do you any good. They ignore any no boo necklaces inside the houses, so keep that in mind if you want to buy one. Jen actually bought one of these no boo necklaces with the intention of going through each scare zone twice, once with the necklace on and once with it off, to see if the scare actors reacted differently to her each time and see if it was actually worth the money. She ended up not actually using the no boo necklace while we were there, and we'll get into why that is later in the video. And here's a look at the Dark Knights Emporium lit up at night. Looks very impressive in the dark. Here at the first house, the Haunted Coal Mine, to give you an idea of what the wait times are like today. 45 minutes apiece for all four. So either we saved the best house for first, or all their houses are really good here, because the Haunted Mine was a great house. It started off with basically what I can only refer to as a magic trick. I'm not even sure how they did it. But after that, they had other statues and other figures. They had great hiding spots for their scare actors, and a water/poison gas effect in there that looked great and was a great hiding place for people. I would definitely recommend that house, and it was off to a good start here with that being our first house of the night. The second house of the night is Creature Chaos. The sign itself pretty much gives away what's happening in this house, so I think we know what to expect here. So, Creature Chaos, it was a nice follow-up to the first house, the Mine House. It was not quite as good, but as you would expect, it is animal themed, and they had some really great animal costumes. The cool thing about that one is that it is entirely outside, so there's a chance that it might be closed if it rains on the day that you come, but if you're able to do it, you'll definitely enjoy it. It's got some good scares in there. House number 3, The Descent. And to give you an idea, the wait time is now 60 minutes for this particular house, and then 45, 45, and 30. last house of the night is Twisted Darkness. Looks like it's a 30-minute posted wait right now, and we'll see how this one is. It looks like it's a carnival-themed house, so we'll see. So the Descent and Twisted Darkness, because they were next to one another, I figure I'll talk about them together. They both probably had the two best storylines of the houses here today, but we still thought overall that the Descent was the weakest in terms of scares. It had fewer actors in it than the other houses, and it also didn't have quite the level of detail and props that the other houses had. But it still wasn't terrible. If it had been at Six Flags Park or an independent park, we would have loved it and we would have thought very highly of it. It's just the other houses here were so great that it's the lowest on the totem pole. Though Twisted Darkness, on the other hand, yet again, as I mentioned earlier, it has a great storyline, and without giving too much away, I do not have a fear of clowns, but I feel like that was probably the scariest clown-based house I've ever walked through. They did a superb job of that, and if I had more time, I'd love to go through it again. It was fantastic. The scare zone over there, even though it was very impressive, it had nice music, it had fun actors coming around doing tricks and stunts. That was fun to watch, but it seemed like it was more fun than scary. Fun is good, but when you're someplace trying to get scared, it seems kind of lackluster to make things fun and not very scary. At the same time, it was the only scare zone that had significant scare actors doing anything, so I still give it overall a positive review. So that's it for the first ever Dark Nights at Hersheypark. The houses overall were amazing and way above our expectations. We thought that the Mine House was the best one of the four, so we were correct about saving the best for first. But all of them were amazing. They had great props, great scare actors. Jen added earlier that she believes that there were fewer scare actors in The Descent because they might have been switching them out at the time, so that was just a case of bad luck. Maybe you'll have a better time going through it. I really did intend to take you through all three scare zones, but two of the three, there wasn't really a whole lot there. It was really disappointing. The Valley of Fear did have some mine shafts and things that I'll show pictures of. Had a couple of scare actors dressed in plant suits, I'll call them. But other than that, there wasn't really a whole lot to talk about with the scare zones, which is why I left them out of the video. Maybe we just had bad luck. If you come here, let us know if you had better luck with those scare zones, if you saw more scare actors. Leave a comment. And if you enjoyed the video, please remember to like it and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, but the fun's not over yet. Click the box in front of my face for another fun video, or click my tree to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss another video.